of navigate through their draft. Either it's going to be dual lanes with Dazzle Bristle mid, Ferrari picks that up, so it's kind of obvious where he's going. The Dazzle could move down to bot lane and form a safe lane tri-lane with Tron on the Crystal Maiden and burning Gyrocopter. Luo is pretty self-explanatory going up at top. But Fnatic is kind of all over the place right now. Johnny and Ketchik are both on the supports with Rubik and Naga. But the cores, I guess you can say Mushi goes mid with Shadow Fiend, but apart from that, got no idea where they're going.
Prepare for battle.
So yeah, offlane Darkseer, it's gonna be safe lane Timbersaw most likely. I really like the Timbersaw here. He doesn't the only stun or any form of ensnare that they have is the Crystal Maiden freeze. And that's not enough to kill off a Timbersaw, I think, if he gets farmed.
Yeah, true.
And they don't really have a natural, cheap stick builder or orchid, something like that. And the only hero who really likes BKB here is Gyro.
Yeah, Bristleback could consider going for one, but really does mess up with his natural build-up. And yeah, I guess you're right, KOX1 and this Timbersaw, if he gets into some big old items, Bloodstone, Shivas, Aghanim's even, start crushing here. A blink on the Timbersaw pretty early on. Jump onto the Bristleback.
Yeah, man, there's so many items for this hero nowadays. You get the Bloodstone, as you said, the Ags, the Blink, Shivas, and even Doctoring Core is super good for that hero.
Doctoring Core with Ags. Ridiculous damage and
it's 100% uptime on your ulti or something.
Well, right now, Ohio, offlane Darkseer, got himself an Observer Ward already placed pretty deep down there, and it's not spotted out, I don't believe, by the Radiant Observer they've placed over here. Top rune, safeguarded by the Dire, while bot rune is going to be taken by the Radiant. Ferrari gets his hand on that, and that is a pretty quick bottle rush he's going for there. 2 pool tangos, a branch, already close to 700 gold. Kachik but already finds the Observer Ward, so sentry placed, Observer down, and 50 gold goes the way of Johnny on this support Naga, who has also saved up a ton of cash. 600 gold with the help of that Observer Ward, but is that poor man's shield? Boots first.
Okay, wait, what is going on now? It's the Timbersaw mid against Bristleback and safe lane Shadow Fiend.
Okay. Well, KYXY. He's got the Whirling Death against Ferrari, but the Quill Sprays are stacking up. Ferrari considering the dive there, gets his bottle delivered, and you've got to wonder if that bottle was delivered half a second earlier, before Ferrari had to turn back to get it, that probably would have been a kill.
Yeah, I think so too.
Get in
Ferrari
there.
actually doing really well for himself in the early stages of the laning phase.
Oh yeah, the Stout Shield and KYXY. I don't know if he was expecting to just stay safe lane, but he's had to bring himself a salve. He's got 7 stick charges, which should keep him alive on this mid lane, but you're right, Ferrari. Full health, full mana. Definitely not at a disadvantage here. We'll take a look down the bot lane. Ohio on this Darkseer. He's level 1.5, heading up into that level 2, but it's been a good job from Faith and Bernie. Controlling creep equilibrium, it's going to push out a little tiny bit here. Iron Shell down from Ohio, and I don't know. With the level 1 in Poison Touch, it's annoying, but it's not really enough to zone him out of lane completely to keep him away from level 2.
Yeah, no way. And Xuan has actually started jungling. He took out the hard camp, and now he's going to control the top rune and stack the Ancients.
Well, he's taken it out twice. The Centaur and Satyr are both killed off, and
oh yeah,
you're right, that puts him up to level 2. So he's got the Arcane Aura with the Frostbite. Where could he look to actually go and make kill? Oh dear, that's not a good sign. Where could he actually look to go and make kills though? Bot lane, I guess. You mentioned Frostbite against the Surge on Darkseer. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah, it is, but I still think the bot lane might be a waste of time for him, honestly, because Darkseer is still not. It doesn't seem like he's gonna get a lot out of this lane. Even if Xuan is not there, so he might just be better off what he's doing now. Kill the camps when he can, stack the Ancients, and make sure Ferrari gets runes, and just make sure Ferrari get the Ancient stacks in that way. Or maybe if Lua gets some XP top in a way, and grab a surprise kill on the support.
Yeah, I guess the way you look at it then, the way you say it makes a lot of sense. Instead of wasting your time stopping one hero from getting farm and gold, you're securing farm and gold for 2 heroes. So you're basically doubling up on maybe what you could achieve when ganking down bot lane.
Yeah, in a sense, yeah.
You can look at Faith as well. You know, committing this Dazzle down here. He's going to stack and get things going himself. Controlling bot rune, controlling top rune is Chuan. Finding Johnny. Bounty will go the way of Crystal Maiden, and there's a regen rune down at bot for Ferrari's Bristleback if he wants it.
Yeah, this is gonna be a happy Bristleback with the stacks he's gonna get as well. He's already up to 12 CS, which is really good.
Scary prospect for Fnatic dealing with this guy. You know, Timbersaw is decent against him, and Shadow Fiend not too shabby either with a minus armor from Presence of the Dark Lord. But once Bristleback gets going, and let's say he's one item ahead of his opponents. You know, you get the Vanguard plus Tread, and your opponents have, 2,500 net worth or 3,000 net worth with Bracer and Treads or something like that. He can run you down pretty damn well.
Yeah, I agree, but they're gonna have a lot of minus armor. They have Presence of the Dark Lord, as I said. Also, they're gonna have the Riptide. And if somehow Chicken can steal the Weave, that would be scary for Bristle, but that's a lot harder, easier said than done.
Dealing with, I guess Dazzle doesn't really have any bad spells to steal. Maybe he keeps Poison Touch on level 1, but both heal and Grave as well as Weave pretty damn good. And it looks like Ohio has given up on bot lane and heads into the jungle, starts farming there. This gives Burning the great opportunity to not only even up with that Timbersaw at top, but now overtake him. With two heroes leading that CS chart, are keeping themselves in good stead to win two of the most important lanes right now. They've got themselves split out pretty nice. It's not as though Burning is there with two supports, basically keeping him there in lane like he has up at top. They've committed 4 heroes to top lane in their own jungle. All heroes towards mid.
It's definitely not what they want to have to win, but just how it turned out. Like, Darkseer is really not... It's just not good against Gyro and lane. The Rocket Barrage is just way too strong for him to deal with.
The hero that we're looking at thinking, okay, well, Timbersaw, Shadow Fiend, Darkseer, all potential lane dominators, but if they don't get the ball rolling early on, they need to fall back into the jungle and take stacks, and Timbersaw definitely isn't the greatest hero at coming back. Maybe if he TPs in and gets a massive lucky team fight and crushes people, gets a triple kill or something like that. Without items, he suffers.
Tower is under attack.
Take a look at Ancients, by the way. These are quad stacked right now, I think.
Oh man, what's level? Ghost Spray level 3? Yeah.
So I think they're just gonna get Ferrari level 7, and then Chuan takes over mid while he does Ancients.
Faith is level 3. Chuan, where are you heading? Yeah, he's still level 2. But like you said,
he's getting every rune on Ferrari as well.
Attack.
I can't stress this enough how farm he's gonna be.
Yeah, you hit enter. It's like regen rune Ferrari, bounty rune Ferrari, haste rune Ferrari. Yeah. He's got every single rune, and right with this haste, does he look to charge someone down? He's got 1 point in goo. Do you look to kill people with it, or do you just keep it safely in case the Fnatic try to gank you?
I think it's quite unlikely. I guess he just keeps it to see if like they dive Lua top or something like that, or like see if he can get an easy kill. It's very very unlikely that he's gonna kill the Timbersaw with it.
How often do you see that? Phase boots for Shadow Fiend.
Oh, I guess never, basically.
This feels like it's gonna be a Mushi special.
Yeah, like if there's anyone who could pull it off, it's him, I think. Like
Mushi with the Mech Shadow Fiend build, like one of the, if not the first person to do it. And now Phase boots. I kind of expected maybe a Midas to fit into this build before Phase, but what he goes for? Go for
yeah. Here's your answer, by the way, to the haste rune. He's gonna smoke up with Chuan, so they're gonna top.
Oh, Luo, though, this is going to be your first blood. Another raise out from Mushi, and they find the kill. You're right. Chuan and Ferrari on the way up the top, but what can they make of this? They've got the Frostbite of the Kachikimba. They're locking in place, and Ferrari hates it up. He'll find this counter kill at the very least, but nothing much more. The Timbersaw should find the nice little illusion rune up at top, and finally, Fnatic get themselves on the board, get some runes. Ferrari is diving Mushi, the TP out. Should allow him to escape pretty safely. Yeah, there's no Crystal Maiden here to freeze you up. So, Phase Moon Shadow Fiend. Now with the bottle and a magic stick, they're all ensnared. Chuan is caught. Double raise out from Mushi. Yeah, they need it. They need it. So Mushi TP back to the tier 2, tier 1 even. The little fake out there, pretending to go back to Fountain. Turns straight back into the fight.
Yeah, he's gotten 2 kills already, which is really needed for them because they're automatically losing out on the lane phase just because the stacks they're getting and the dogs are having to jungle.
Okay, Okay, let's watch out for this.
Yeah, as you see, like the levels are so much in favor of IG already. Level 8 on Burning and level 5 on Mushi.
Stack one more time. It's not going to work out there for Chuan, unfortunately. But net worth-wise, 3,500 for Ferrari's Bristleback, 3.3k for Gyrocopter. Ferrari is going to jump up to, 4.5k or something after this Ancient stack. Suddenly, he's going to be leaps and bounds ahead. He's got Tread's Bottle and Magic Wand. What does that actually give him if he gets another, 1,000, 1,500 gold here?
I guess he just goes Vanguard. That's... Like, he doesn't do much against the Timbersaw, or like, just a raw HP is really good. And, I don't know, I don't think they can kill him with the Shadow Fiend as well. Like, if he just gets Vanguard and maybe a Casual Cloak. Something similar as to what, I believe with Fear earlier.
Yeah, Fear sort of added in Greaves and things like that.
Oh, yeah. It's not going to be Greaves this game.
Yeah. Just going to the Vanguard. Crimson Guard, maybe. You can think about that later on to deal with Naga illusions or something like that if you're that scared, but damage block against minus armor isn't too bad itself. God, wouldn't be.
I don't think it's gonna go Crimson, but it could work. Yeah, I think maybe like Vanguard into Sancho Yasha and then eventually BKB. I think.
Okay, well, XY was trying to hunt down Ferrari, but find the opening. Chakram. Not going to land onto him. Well, Kachikimba doing the best he can just to try and stack, control creep equilibrium. Johnny giving a little bit of farm here as Mushi taking over mid lane. Maybe baiting out for the Timbersaw to try and find an opening, but there's a hero down on bot that we haven't really looked at in a while. 2 minutes in and, he was doing pretty well last hit-wise, but Burning has been farming away. They did give a little bit of room to Faith down on this bot lane just to get himself up to, he's basically level 6 right now, but this Gyrocopter doing well for himself as KYXY is wasting a lot of time with his Invis Rune. Turns back to fight Ferrari, a little bit of damage down there onto him. Are they just trying to guard this Ancient stack? They know it's there, but they can't really contest it.
Yeah, it's gonna be really, really hard to contest it. I'm actually very, very surprised that Burning hasn't decided to pressure the bottom tower much at all so far, because Ohio hasn't been here for the last like 6 minutes or something like that.
And he's been farming jungle and keeping things going that way.
I guess that works, but I would have liked to pressure the tower a bit more.
What HP is the tower on? About a half. Could potentially have taken it down now. Ketchukimba Mushi both farming through the jungle. Got a little bit of stacks going. 1,000 gold on Mushi with the Bracer. After phase boots, you've got to say drums for him. Let's pad out your stats as much as you can. Go the movement speed build on Shadow Fiend. Drums, S and Y. Start running people down.
And heals. Let's go all in.
Go all in indeed. What else can you buy? Boots of travel as well as phase boots.
Heals.
Just go.
Sangyasha. What else? I don't think there is anything else.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Rune control again. What time did IG start looking at Roshan and thinking, hey, he looks tasty. We've got a lot to get in there and deal with it. Naga is level 6. I guess the Song of the Siren is always going to be a deterrent saying, you try it. You just try and go in there. TP as the divers come through from KYXY. Luo has hook shot. He's not going to throw it just yet, and they don't go in for that. The long range weave will land onto 3. The minus armor's down. No chase going through. There's an observer ward here from the Dire, which Chuan doesn't know about, apparently.
Huh. Actually, now that you think about it, the face boots on Shadow Fiend doesn't make much sense at all, considering they have a Darkster with the Surge anyway.
Unless they want to surge the Timbersaw or the Naga.
I guess so, but I mean, Shadow Fiend should be the prioritization. I don't know, I'm just gonna let him be Mushi.
Mushi doing Mushi things.
Yeah. They're trying to stack the Ancients again, but it's not gonna work.
It's so heavily stacked, it's time to clear it. Ferrari's been waiting around for quite some time, and
I'm surprised they haven't cleared it yet. I think they could have done it like a couple of minutes ago.
I think the problem was they want to give, they need to give Chuan the experience, and Chuan's been busy doing other things, so Ferrari's kind of held off.
And they wanted to wait for the Vanguard as well, it seems, but I don't think he needed it. But it's alright.
They take it down as optimally as possible. Bot tower is in deny range, and Burning is nowhere near it. Ohio? Get rid of that tower. Wait, he's waiting on it.
He's waiting. They're gonna smoke bottom now with Rubik and Shadow Fiend, and they're gonna save it so they can have ports from the Timbersaw and Rubik. No, wait, Naga.
Yeah, because if you set up with Song, do they have TPs? TP on Naga's ready. Timbersaw is ready. Now the double Iron Shell, Ohio, with Mushi and Kachikimba. They're looping around looking for someone in the jungle, but as we speak, IG are heading towards middle lane. The Maiden with a Bristleback.
Oh, he's going in.
Man, he chained across, and now he's caught out. Chain off cooldown now, but the hook shot will lock him in place and make sure he drops to the ground before he can get away.
That was just not the play. Unfortunately, like, he couldn't know they were there. He must have seen Luo coming from the top lane with the lane that they had.
Yeah, it was super unfortunate timing. I think he thought, okay, I'll jump in, get the rune, jump out, and that has to be done. But the hook shot at the perfect time.
Yeah, well played by Luo, really well calculated by IG, which I feel they're really good at. This is what, like, one of their strengths. They're really good at knowing when they can get the kill and when they cannot, and take, like, calculated risk.
Ohio dropped a wall at mid lane for some reason. Looks like he's getting dived a little bit there by Ferrari, but not getting too much done with it. Just defensive reasons deter them away as Luo now gets to farm up some at top as he's instead. The cogs are out and KYXY is pushed back, but this Chakram is doing a ton of damage. Maybe if KYXY stop getting pushed back, is Luo going to survive here?
Seems like it.
KYXY, if he'd not been pushed back by that last cog and got the Timber chain across, that was a big clockwork by all means.
Yeah. I'm actually a little bit surprised. Oh, he's porting to the bottom lane. This is really aggressive. I thought it would go to the base.
Star Observer spots him. Is hookshot ready? It is indeed. They're going to see Kachikimba and the TP out. Not ready for Mushi. Gets the rocket barrage and call down. There's the hookshot. Luo finds it, and Johnny had Song but didn't use it.
I guess they figured Mushi was dead anyway because the cooldown and the rocket barrage was already hitting him.
Structures are fortified.
And with the face boost, it's just so damn squishy.
Oh, that's
But
interesting.
I figured it would be worth
Dyer's
a shot,
bottom
but
tower has
I
been
didn't go
denied.
for it at all.
Yeah, it's kind of the Hail Mary play. Like, okay, he's on, 80 HP. Maybe if the last cooldown rocket and the rocket barrage doesn't finish him off, he can try and TP out.
Yeah.
But Mushi's going back for the Mac. Oh, Ohio with the vacuum. Now surge away. Ferrari. Holy crap. Three quill sprays and 3 goos up on the Dark Series takes a massive chunk out of him. Mushi Mac. Face boots, bracer, into Mac.
I just don't see the synergy with that.
I'm not too sure either. Like with Safe Lane Shadow Fiend, either you go the same way as the mid Shadow Fiend and go for an early mech and you become this dominant force that's difficult to kill. You've got the mana regen, you've got the pushing power, you've got the right click raw attack damage, and just go and team fight. You force fights with the mech. Or you go for the sort of physical damage race car-ish build, where you go for maybe a Midas, you go for the treads, drums, Anjanyasha, BKB. This is sort of middle of the road, not great at one, not great at the other, and the mech is going to be severely delayed. Oh, oh no, he's got it. 15 minutes in, it's not that bad, I guess.
I mean, yeah, I agree with you. Like this, I don't like this build at all. I'm not sure. I'm usually not. I'm usually a big fan of Mushi, but this game and the first one they played today, I'm not so sure what's going on with him. To be fair.
What was his first? Did he play Shadow Fiend in the first game?
Ember Spirit.
Oh, of course, the Ember Spirit game. Yeah, that was a little bit messy. But that was more down to sort of drafting wise, they felt disadvantaged and he felt the need to move around. This time it's just odd. Like the face boost drums, but we'll find out if he's got some greater plan for this, as maybe he switches across and Johnny starts farming up and gets towards some bigger items on a Naga. They've got to give KYXY a lot of room to breathe as well.
I guess that's the plan, just going for a lot of early items, like as much as he can, and then eventually have the Naga Siren get as big as possible. But if you don't even win early game, that's not that ultimate
play. Yeah, Luo. They've caught Mushi. He's got the mech. He's gonna have to pop it now, but he's already dead. Rocket Flash stolen. No, Rocket Barrage stolen once again by the Rubik. Not the greatest skill to steal unless you're able to chase someone down. But right now, who could he possibly chase? It's actually Crystal Maiden. Took a fall down in bot lane to the Naga and the Timbersaw, and this time I lagged.
This time I'm fine.
Oh, okay, we've switched roles a little bit there. I just had the pause screen appear out of nowhere.
Okay.
But net worth-wise, what we're looking at, 7,500 on the Bristleback. After Vanguard, he's got his Ogre Club. Is that a BKB?
it could be either Sanj, Nyasha, or BKB. I think nowadays with the new BKB that you can't refresh it, I think like when he's this far ahead, maybe go for the Sanj Nyasha, and considering going for the BKB later on, because I still don't think it's gonna be in threat of being killed anytime soon.
Yeah, with the raw HP and the movement speed you get from SNY, plus Vanguard and Treads.
Yeah, and even if they ever drop him low, he's gonna have a Dazzle as well.
Now, what else are we looking at? Let's hit that little button, see what we're dealing with. Burning. Full stats build. Drums, Aquila, probably Helm of the Dominator with that Morbid Mask, and he's pretty tanky. 1100 HP, he's got the lifesteal sustain. He's gone the full carry build. 4 in Rocket Barrage, 4 across in the flank cannon, only 1 in the homing missile just for that little bit of stun if they need it. But Dazzle with Medallion, they could look towards Roshan. He's got 1,000 gold in the bank. Clockwork is the one I'm more interested in, though. Luo's Clockwork builds almost always include Force Staff, and that's what he's going to be going for here, it looks like. Ring of Regen and 1,600 gold. I don't think he goes mech here. The fact he's gone Treads, it's a possibility, but Force Staff is going to be so useful getting out of Chakram, forcing people into these team fights, maybe.
Yeah, Force Staff, I think Force Staff is going to be his item as well. I'm actually a little bit surprised that they haven't started to get one yet on either of these heroes. Because neither of their supports are gonna be getting it anytime soon. It could still be the mech, I think, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, well, over on Fnatic, we've got a whole bunch of arcane boots there. KYXY, Johnny, Ohio all have a set, while Bloodstone is a distant dream for the Timbersaw right now. Still a fair distance away from that. He can buy Soul Ring. He can. I think at this point you finish off your Soul booster. You know, you buy the Vitality booster over at the Secret Shop once you got 1,000 or 1,100 gold. Finish that up, and then like Bloodstone is such a necessity on Timbersaw. So many times you see Timbersaws like, oh, I've got arcane boots, I can go and do stuff, and then they realize, 3 or 4 deaths later, hang on a second, I need the HP, I need the mana pool to actually get through this.
Yeah, it's like a really active hero that really needs his items to really be able to do stuff. Like a Timbersaw without farm, but with levels is rarely very useful. Yeah. And I think, sorry.
No, continue.
Okay, like this game, I think he's gonna need even more than the Bloodstone. He's gonna need at least Shivas or Aghanims or something like that, because I think he's just gonna die if he's this far behind the Bristle and the Gyro.
Yeah, again, it feels like one of these heroes where you need a good early start. Without Bloodstone, you kind of go in, 1 Timber Chain, 1 Willing Death, and throw the Chakram out. Okay, guys, I'm done. My mana's bust. I've got to get myself out of here, back to base, or find a regen rune or something like that. But I can't remember what hero it was we were talking about earlier, but Timbersaw, it feels like another one of these heroes where you need to be 1 key item ahead. You need to be 3,000 or 4,000 net worth ahead of your opponent's matchup hero, basically. So
yeah,
when you're looking at this, he needs to be ahead of this Gyrocopter by about the same amount as the Gyrocopter's ahead of him right now.
It's like very similar to the Shadow Fiend in the sense, like, people always talk about the Shadow Fiend, like, he needs to be ahead in a sense, like, he's not the best late game carry by any means. And it goes the same thing with Timbersaw, so all in all, the lineup really needs to be ahead, I feel. And without them going for ganks or like as well, like picking the Naga Siren for support, they haven't really done much movements.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And this poor little Rubik with less than 1,000 net worth now as he places a sentry down. He had 1,111 net worth. Ohio, Weave and Poison Touch. Is that level 2? No, it's still level 1 Poison Touch, and it's still ticking away pretty heavily over there on that Darkseer. It's mid lane, Ferrari cleans up the tower, Mushi TP's in to try and react, but nothing doing as Burnin has been given free reign over these Ancients, and will be getting himself closer to Ferrari's 8,000 net worth 16 minutes in. And this is a benchmark that usually is a safe lane carry. You think, okay, 8 to 10,000 at 20 minutes in is, pretty reasonable. It's, the acceptable norm. For a mid hero, having 8,000 at 16 minutes in is pretty ridiculous.
It is actually very, very good. It just comes down to Xuan, actually, like stacking Ancients for him, and him having I think he did a lot better than Fnatic would have expected against the Timbersaw in mid lane.
Can they catch Lure down here? G on the Clockwork, backs himself behind the tier 1 as Xuan sneaking a bit of experience He's got orbs and sentries. He's placing any of them down. He's going to clear out the mid lane, but the dive at bot is going to come out sooner rather than never. Okay, here we go. Timber Chain not going to land. Now Luo has the force nav. He's got Cogs as well. Turns to fight. Rocket Barrage and Ketchup Kimber, and this should be a kill. Onto that little clockwork. Simple cleanup in the end for Fnatic, but what are they losing in exchange?
Bottom tower is up. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Oh, they're gonna try to get Ferrari here, but I don't know if they can. With phase 7.
Dyer's
kill him?
top tower has fallen.
They've used Song to try and counter
Dyer's
Dazzle
middle
maybe,
tower is
but
under attack.
even with these 4 heroes, can they catch and then can they kill Ferrari?
They can
'Cause-
turn him. They can turn him.
Oh yeah, you're right. Chuan's here. The Song is down. The snare thrown out. But here's the cooldown. Burning's at the ready. Oh, Ketchikimba evaporates under the heat. The fire rains down from the skies, and Burning just keeps on going. Illusions pops, and Johnny tries to turn and fight and kills off Chuan with a Riptide and Mirror Image, but that trade-off, not too bad for Fnatic. They could Clockwork a bot, could kill Crystal Maiden at top, and they only lose 2 supports. But again, what do they lose after the fact? Losing towers and losing map control.
I don't know. If you saw what happened, like they
Dyer's
tried
top
to
tower
initiate
is
the
under
sleep, like
attack.
precasting it and then teleporting in. But as it turns out, he was like the last one
Radiant's
porting
middle
in,
tower is under attack.
which is like, so half of his song was during the channel of the TP. So like, they should really have let him teleport in first, and then possibly they could have blown somebody up with Requiem or so.
Hook shot off the mark. Luo wanted to catch Mushi. Even in that situation, like, can the Clockwork kill the Shadow Fiend there? 17 stick charges, and I guess Mech was on cooldown.
I guess so. Perhaps. If anything, it's a space creation. And being a nuisance. That's like, a lot of offlaners really just... They just go ham sometimes when they're ahead. And I feel like Luo is one of them.
Just go in.
Yeah, like pretty much. Nah, screw that. It doesn't have to make sense all the time. You know, just go in.
We're going in, boys. Well, Naga with 1,300 gold on top of that cloak. It looks like a Glimmer Cape for him.
For him? Naga, yeah, probably. He'll make it.
Decent.
And also the BKB was just finished by Bristol.
Yeah, we saw that pop up, and another 700 gold.
It looks like Faith is actually going for the Greaves now. Yep, he's getting pretty close to the mech.
Oh wow, for a Dazzle, 20 minutes in, that's pretty big. These supports, when you look at the actual net worth, 4,400 over on the Dazzle, almost even with the Clockwork right now, so acting as a fourth core. With almost 10k net worth on Burning and onto Ferrari. There's Bristleback and Gyrocopter. Where is Burning hiding? Where is this Gyro? Farming away in the jungle. What's on the courier for him? Nearly a fully completed BKB. Oh, KYXY looking for Ferrari, but he's turned back on. The Timber Chain across will get himself up onto the high ground. What's stolen there? It's just the rocket flare. Give him a little bit of vision. As Faith is solo pushing 1 versus 1 against the Shadow Fiend, and that's something that I don't think I've ever seen or said before. Dazzle against SF, without the SF, you know, playing aggressively or going for kills.
Oh, they're gonna smoke here.
They are indeed. KOXY with his newly completed Bloodstone, Kachik Imba.
Radiant's
Got the
middle
rocket
tower
flare
is
vision,
under
and Johnny
attack.
has the sleep as well. They're going to wrap around, and Faith, if you pushed a little bit too far, he's going to have his mech completed in what? Just kill a creep. Just kill a creep, Faith. No, you've lost your life, and there goes your mech.
Radiant's top
And
tower is
frantic
under
pings come
attack.
out here. Take the tier 1, defend the tier 1. They've got the glyph, and they've got the TPs in. Ferrari with his BKB and Vanguard. DD really bottled up as well. This could be a big chase as he gets the goo. Bams it out onto Mushi and KYXY, but the retreat is real. Timber Chain out, Chakram across, and Burning, where's your cooldown? You've got your BKB, but Mushi just TPs himself
Radiant's
away,
middle
and that's
tower
going to be
is
the end of
under
that. While mid, Ohio. Frostbite not there from Chuan. He forces himself away, and Ohio going to count his lucky stars. At least this time, you know, Tower gets denied mid. Tower at top is low on
Good shot
HP.
onto the creeps.
Oh, Luo. Who was he looking for? The Rubik?
There was somebody putting out right by the top rune, and he just hit shot back to the camp right there.
These rocket flares for Kachikimba aren't too bad. He's getting last hits. He's getting a decent amount of vision, but then rocket flare from the Clockwork heading over to the Roche pit. Counted out, and Bushi. BKB recipe. got enough money for the open club. Luo fighting against KYXY, loses 90% of his HP, but then stick charges, heals him back up a tiny bit,
Dyer's
to
top
supplement
tower
that
is
even
under
more.
attack.
And this Timbersaw, you know, he's got the Bloodstone, he does a hefty amount of damage. It's just, like, the fact is now, getting him into position to do damage, without a blink, without any real way outside of what Surge and Sleep, there's no way for him to walk into a fight or get into a good position to actually nuke people down
Dyer's
effectively.
top tower is under attack.
No, it's gonna be really hard. They're gonna need like a
Dyer's
sleep
top
combo
tower has
into
fallen.
vacuum into Requiem or something like that. But like, I don't see that happening.
Yeah, especially with the two BKBs up on the cores of IG.
Radiant's
They're always going to
bottom
have that
tower
instant
is
magic
under
immunity.
attack.
Oh, Mushi. Mushi. He's invis and the smoke has been popped. I don't know how many heroes he saw there.
Radiant's
Oh, with the
middle
Dark
tower is
Observer
under
Ward, he
attack.
saw all of them.
Yeah.
Except Luo, who's still smoked up, the little cog man.
Now Ferrari is going for the AC teams.
Radiant's bottom
Got the blade now.
tower is under attack.
This Bristleback just never stops. Holy
Yeah.
crap.
And Burning has even surprised him now, but I guess that's just how they play.
Well, kill score is 6-6. We'll have a quick little sneak peek there at the graph. 7,500 net worth lead for IG, and about the same in experience as I thought Fnatic were going to smoke themselves up there. Yeah, they're waiting for Mushi to clear out the wave. Arcane boots and smoke, just catching Mushi. IG no. IG saw everything. They've got an observer ward scouting them out, and now they're picking out the Roshan. But is this a bait? Is this a bait from Fnatic? the drawing on the map is real, like we go this way and then we loop around and all this cunning master plan, but in fact Fnatic say screw it, forget Roshan, we're going to go top lane and take the tier 1.
I think IG is gonna go Roche right away when they see all of them top.
Radiant's
Well, yeah, but what's
top
the reaction
tower
there
is
from
under
Fnatic? We've got no
attack.
TP on Naga, no TP on Ducks here. They've
Radiant
got
structures are fortified.
okay,
TP Mushi.
2 TPs, Timbersaw and Rubik, that's it. There's no way they can go back and
Radiant's
contest
top
unless they
tower
start
is
running
under
now.
attack.
I'm not even sure if they
Radiant's
can make
top
it if they
tower
start
is
running.
fallen.
Nasal Juke, Rocket Barrage, the damage output is real as Ferrari also has a DD route to his name.
Top tower.
And
Medallion.
Roshan, yeah, that's going to be a pretty quick takedown to 4 staff forwards.
I expect Lewis to hit it right away as the Russian dies.
Timothy. Roshan's dead. And now, are you going to fight this Fnatic? They're getting ready on the high ground. There's the hook shot onto Mushi. They've caught him out. The shotgun is good, but Mushi, wrecking of souls, almost takes down Luo. But he's graved up, and Ferrari battles through it all. The BKBs keep them alive through the song. Johnny dropping low and burning with Ferrari. Going to take him down with one more right click out, and Ferrari finishes him off. KYXY on the retreat. And 3-0. Not even one casualty from IG.
Yeah, Fnatic, Ferrari even forgot to activate his BKB before the Requiem, and they still won that fight really easily.
Guess what? Burning has Ancients to farm, not taking part in this mid lane push with the rest of his team. I guess with the fast respawns there from Fnatic, they bust every single ulti to
Dyer's
try and
middle
win that
tower
team
is
fight,
under attack.
and they still come out on bottom.
I don't think IG cares though. I think they're still going on here. They still have Aegis.
Well, yeah, they've got
Middle
Weave, they've got
tower has
cooldown. Ferrari, the second life available for him, and now Hookshot is back off cooldown. Even though Luo is up at top, he can make the long walk down to bot lane.
Yeah, I think it's just gonna clear one more wave, then maybe port to the bottom lane.
Like tier 2 is the port of call for IG. A little bit of gold. Maybe you secure Burning, his next big item, whether it be Butterfly, I don't know, Skadi, something along those lines. Go for an MKB even.
Yeah, when you're this far ahead, I don't think you need like damage at all. It could be like a hybrid item like the Skadi, as you said, or a Butterfly, which does give you a lot of damage.
Ferrari's
indeed.
caught here. He's hit by a friendly weave though. The positive armor against the negative armor of Mushi, and now Rocket, the homing missile, will land onto him. Glimmercake keeps him alive for now. He's going to walk into a sentry though. The Frostbite is down. Good snare from Johnny, but at this point, Burning just walking through them all. He's not called out ready, but he's not going to throw it just yet. He knows the KYXY has a decent escape mechanism with that Timber Chain, which he shows off pretty snappily there.
That's a shame. I think they were hesitating because Ruro wasn't there in time. He was traveling through the mid lane as they started to poke each other. So if they had Lua, I think they definitely would have covered that.
Dyer's bottom tower has fallen.
Tower dive there.
So, Luo getting there a little bit late, not having an opportunity to hook shot. Ohio, there's Darks here. Staff Blink, he's gone full initiation. No mech, no messing around with any utility items. He's gone full initiation with the blink.
Oh, now Mushi.
Where is he? Down a bot lane, or we have to BKB. He's probably going to have to stick charge and mech here, or maybe not, with the Glimmer Cape going through Magic Community, because that's a balanced item. Ferrari going to tank through and snare, and a bit of damage there. The Fate Bolt did nothing whatsoever, and Goo stolen by Ketchik Imba. Not the greatest of abilities, but yeah.
It's alright, I think.
Better than
But
Crossplay.
yeah, not the best.
But yeah, Glimmer Cape going through Magic Community. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean,
What are your thoughts on Glimmer Cape in general, actually?
I think the item is just way too, like, it's just way too good. I'm not sure what I would nerf on it, but I think it's way too cheap to buy.
Yeah, I don't know if you add a recipe or something like that, but it does seem a little bit too strong. Maybe maybe if you just add in like a Null Talisman or a Wraith Band or a Bracer, or a Bracer with a cloak and.
I think you have to nerf it even more, actually. Like, maybe just make it as an upgrade to Pipe or something. I don't know. Like, it has to be way more expensive. I'm not sure, but it has to be nerfed, in my opinion.
What, so if you go like Glimmer Cape and then into Pipe, or you wanted to go Pipe into Glimmer Cape? Well, Lure,
It could be either way, I suppose.
bot lane, so TP out, and vacuum back, Ohio finds the cancel. So Luo with a hook shot, he's got Cogs, he's got a way out, he's going to make his way out of this. No, he's not. Johnny with a song. Meanwhile, it looks like IG not going to help their teammate down a bot lane. They're going to try and push into mid with Mushi. Getting chased down by Ferrari. He's got his... is he going to be forced to BKB again here? Even with a BKB, he's not going to be able to sustain through this damage. Ferrari chases him down. There's telekinesis and Fate Bolt. Blowing him and dumping his advance. The BKB, but Kitchikimba, 3 hits and down he goes.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
but they had to commit to sleep for the clockwork, so I guess, yeah, IG's just gonna try to go high ground again, I think.
Oh, they've got Aegis Immortal, and take a look at that. Buys the plate mail and says, you know what? I can afford a full Sandra Nyasha here. Buys it up and keeps it in his stash for safekeeping.
Yeah, and look what
Radiant's
Burning has to
bottom
come on his
tower has
career.
fallen.
MKB. There we go, with a big old damage item. They are pushing high ground. KYXY jumps forward with a Timber Chain. But he's not going to find anything. He's got the Blink Dagger now, though. So that's the initiation down. It's now the damage follow-up that they need. Vacuum into Requiem is not going to be big enough, and Mushi is instantly almost dead. the good Glimmer Cape. Okay. Well, Flat Cannon is pretty long range apparently, taking down a couple of heroes over on the sidelines. Rubik buys back now as mid melee racks do drop.
Dyer's middle
But at
barracks
this point,
have fallen.
IG, they've got
Radiant's bottom tower
pretty much
is
free
under
reign to walk up
attack.
onto high ground. Burning. Difficult to kill, to say the least. Maybe with a burst damage out there from KYXY, the Timber Sword, but Ferrari left to his own devices could turn this around. The hook shot misses. Luo does get into the middle of the fight though with Cogs down. Burning craved up, turns to right click him down, and Mushi, they've got to kill him and make sure that the dying Requiem doesn't hit onto Burning there. Ferrari is getting into the midst of things, and another buyback from KYXY gets him in there, but Ferrari tanks through it all. Aegis is down. But Chuan, can he get out? He's going to get a sacrificial lamb here, it looks like. Ferrari continues battling through it all. The goo stacked up, and Luo, Cogs at the ready, will force himself to victory. Blink forward, KYXY, you're left alone here, mate. There's no one really to back you up, and IG successful extraction is... How many buybacks did they force there? 4? 4 buybacks out there.
Yeah, and they only got to see him, I believe.
Pretty
It
worthwhile
is rough
fight.
gaming.
But difficult here for Fnatic, and that's a lot of gold down the drain pretty much for KYXY, Ohio, who would like some big beefy items coming up next. Only Mushi really. It's the one that can start looking at that with 1,300 gold to his name. The next fight, when IG go up to high ground next, is going to be no mass buybacks. They're going to be double lane of racks and maybe even throne.
I'm curious as to what Fnatic is gonna do here. They really have to go for a smoke or something and catch them off guard, because like high grounding into another Aegis is not gonna work.
Do you try and bait BKBs and then go for a wombo combo? Like, I don't know, do you just run a couple of heroes in and maybe feed them away to try and bait BKBs and then go for the vacuum Requiem?
Yeah, I guess that can make sense, like sending Naga with a buyback or something like that.
Well, there's one BKB forced, Ferrari. They didn't
I don't even
use
think he needed to use the BKB. They had a haste rune.
Yeah, it's pretty panic-induced BKB. It's just like, okay, right, time to get out of here. But you've got Greaves and Solar Crest now on Dazzle. Let's hope he buys up a Lotus Orb now. Just get all the new items.
Yeah, this is a very, very Dazzle. Actually, both supports on IG are really fun. Or even beyond Darkseid.
Or Ohio. Not too much to his
Oh, he's
name
gonna
now.
get killed. Oh, did that rocket not spot him?
They've got a hook shot. Luo didn't have a hook shot.
Okay.
I was like, the first thing I looked for, I was so sure they saw them like you were. Look for the hook shot, 30 seconds until that comes back off cooldown.
That's unfortunate because he has 30-second cooldowns, but with Scepter it's 12 seconds, so I must have used it right before he got the Ags.
Oh, yeah.
Fnatic's getting the tier 2 top trade here, but they're gonna have to go back to the base.
Yeah, what exactly are they trading for? Like, if they get this tier 2, yeah, which they do, they're trading for, what, a full tier 3 almost? Because their TP's back are relatively slow, Johnny. With the gem, he's got to make his way back, and yeah, the full tier 3's gone. They've got Glyph, but not popping it just yet. Maybe holding it for the ranks, maybe holding it for the setup here, Johnny. Was that the mirror images? But even with a song into vacuum, Ferrari and Burning are relatively well spaced out, and then you look at the positioning of Chuan and Faith. Then you look at the positioning of Luo. There are two heroes that could potentially be locked into a vacuum at any one given time, no more than two.
Yep, it's really just solid play. They're just gonna keep passive and let Ferrari do his thing. And like, they can't really go on Ferrari or Burning, so I think they're just gonna have to. Oh, they're gonna go now.
Oh yeah, there's the double BKBs though. They don't even walk through the wall, and Kimba is dead instantly. Luo gets chased down on the back end. Mushi finds that kill, but in the main fight proper, KYXY is chased. Timber Chain is on cooldown, and so is his buyback. Naga returns to the battle. But what do you do to stop the rampaging hordes of IG right now as Mushi getting dropped?
Just fall down. Is he gonna? No, he's not gonna go for it. But it seems like they just want to go throne.
Yeah, GG's cult. The pause out from Mushi. But that's it. That's game over. Fnatic tap out, and that's them out of the seeding competition. So that's IG progressing themselves through. So
yeah, they really had to prevent IG from farming their stacks and stuff. I feel like it's kind of a repeat of the game they had against Vici, where like their strategy really revolves around like stopping them from taking stacks, and like if they're trading farm, they're always gonna end up in the losing end. So that's something they have to consider going into future games in the main event.
Yeah, when I saw the Naga and Rubik, I really thought roaming combo and snare, telekinesis, and just find something to actually go and kill with. The Shadow Fiend and Timbersaw, you could potentially go and do it, but